Handicapper Steve here, handicapping the racing from Woodbine Racetrack here on Sunday. It is July the 3rd, 2016. I'm going to look at the stakes races. Before I get on to that, remember to please follow me on Twitter at HorseRacingKid5 for more selections. The stakes races I'll be looking at are all the races on the card, are all the stakes races on the card. Races 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10. Races 4, 6, 8, 9, and 10, featuring the 10th race, which is the Queen's Plate. So let's get on to it. Today's fourth race is the Highlander Stakes. Grade 2, purse $200,000. It's for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 7, give that 7 horses traveling 6 furlongs on the E.P. Taylor Turf Course. And they're running it counterclockwise, just in case you're asking, because the first race is a clockwise race, so they're running it the standard North American way. 6 furlongs to traveling here, and there's a horse I like. Number 1, Lady Shipman. I don't like the odds of even money. I know it's not as bad as 40 cents to the dollar, 55 cents to the dollar, something like that. But I want to stay away from the even money here. There's a horse I really like at the added 6 furlongs sprinting distance than going 5 furlongs, which this horse has been going. That's the 4-horse Green Mask at 8-1. I really like him going longer than 5 furlongs. He's not a mile horse, but he's not a 5 furlong horse. He's in the middle kind of horse. And the only way you could run that in the middle distance is going downhill at Santa Anita, here in New York at Belmont, or up at Woodbine on the E.P. Taylor Turf Course. So I'm going to go with number 4, Green Mask. I'm going to put him into superfecta here. I'm going to go 4-1-7-2. 4-1-7-2. But number 4, Green Mask. 8-1, Julian Leperoux. This 5-year-old gelding getting blinkers on today. Last time out, we're at Belmont in the Jaipur. This horse finished 7th by 3.5 lengths that day, 3.25 lengths, and he's closing up a little bit, but just it was an all-out finish, and they ran a very, very hectic pace that day. They finished the race in 106.3, which I believe for turf in North America is a world record for anywhere in the world for 6 furlongs on a grass course. So they had a very quick run that day. Start before that was in opening verse stakes at Churchill, 1 mile on May the 21st. Horse finished 6th by 5.25 lengths that day at even money, just weak. And like I said, this horse is a 6 furlong or 7 furlong horse on turf, not a mile, not 2 turns. And then start before that was in Delusive Quality Stakes at Belmont, 7/8 of a mile on opening weekend. This horse finished 2nd by nose, closed up a little bit, but needed a little extra kick that day. I believe that day they also broke the track record for 7 furlongs. So every time this horse runs at Belmont, he's in a race where they break the track record. They ran it in 1:19.1, so they ran it pretty fast. And then they sent this horse actually to Hong Kong last year to run in the Hong Kong sprints. Horse finished 8th by 6 lengths at 98-1. I'm a big believer in not sending turf horses to other countries because they just don't do good. The horses outside, personally, this is my personal opinion, is the turf horse, any kind of horse outside North America is a lot better than the average North America horse or any North America horse, because they're running without Lasix. They run more often and they do have very good runs. And in America, the average start between a horse is they run maybe once every 5-6 weeks. In Europe, they run once every 2 weeks, 3 weeks. So that's something I just think the European horses and the horses outside North America are a lot better. So that's why I'm against sending horses to Hong Kong. And then the source ran the Breeders' Cup Turf Sprint last year. The source finished 3rd by 3/4 and need a little extra ground. If they had the 6 furlongs distance that day, I think this horse could have won. He hasn't won in quite a while. He won his last win came at Belmont 2014, the Paradise Creek. This horse won by 3.25 lengths that day. I'm going to go with this one as top selection here. So to recap my best race, number 4, the Highlander from Woodbine. I'm going to go to the 4-horse Green Mask. I'm going to put him into a superfecta. I'm going to go 4-1-7-2. 4-1-7-2. So now let's get on to race number 6. 6th race from Woodbine is the 13th running of the Charlie Barley Stakes. Purse $100,000. It's for 3-year-olds here. We have a field of 12 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1 mile on the E.P. Taylor Turf Course counterclockwise. Just want to get that in there, 1 mile here. and it's a very nice race here. I found my way to the 5 horse, a bit of a price here. Bears Away, 8-1. Rico da Silva is on this one. I'm going to put him to a superfecta. I'm going to go 5-2-1-7. 5-2-1-7. Number 5, Bears Away, 8-1. Rico da Silva. Last time out, ran a Woodbine on May the 14th, mile 16th in Marine Stakes. Grade 3 event that day. Horse finished second by nose that day. Was stalking the pace that day. Closed up a little bit, but couldn't get the winner. Don't Look Force, who overtook this horse in the final few strides. Then at Woodbine on mile 16th, April 24th, first start of the year in Wando. Horse won by next, again stalking the pace and was driving that day. This horse started on turf once. That was last season in the Summer Stakes as a 2-year-old, the Grade 2 Summer Stakes. This horse finished sixth by 13.5 lengths. This horse couldn't catch the horses that day. I think this horse is a lot better this year. He's a maiden also that day, so I think he's had some experience. He's figured out a kind of running style. He likes to be up near the pace. I'm going to give this horse a second shot here on turf. I think he should have a very good run. So to recap my bets for the Charlie Barley Stakes from Woodbine, I'm going to go to the 5 horses top selection. I'm going to put him into superfecta. I'm going to go 5-2-1-7. 5-2-1-7. So now we're going to skip over to race number 8, the 8th race, and something if I ever become, president of something, or a high authority in horse racing, that would be the day. I would I think all the stakes races should be back to back to back to back, because I personally hate it when they're like race 2 is a stakes race, then race 4. I hate them when they're split up by like stupid races, or if you go to Arkansas for the Arkansas Derby, the race before the Arkansas Derby is a optional claimer, which is or claiming race. That didn't make sense this year, so I think the races should be back to back to back. But race number 8, let's get on to topic. Race 8 from Woodbine is the 13th running of the Single Spiel Stakes. Grade 3 purse, $150,000 for 3-year-olds and upwards. We have a field of 7. Give that 7 horses traveling the distance of ground of 1.5 miles on the E.P. Taylor turf course. Do I say it again for the third time? Going counterclockwise. I know the joke's getting old. 1.5 miles. And my top selection here, I'm going to go to the inside to the 2 horse. Number 2, Danish Dynaformer. I'm going to put this horse into a superfecta. I'm going to go 2-1-6-5. 2-1-6-5. Number 2, Danish Dynaformer. 6-1. Pat Husbands is on this one for Roger Atfield. Last time out, we're at Churchill, Monmouth in the Turf Classic. Horse finished 6th by 5 3/4 lengths that day. He had it was a weird start for this one. It was his second start of the year. The second start in Turf Classic. That was a very deep Turf Classic that day, and his horse had there was a bad spill at the quarter pole, so his horse had a little maneuvering that day. It closed up a little bit, but if that spill wasn't there, I think this horse could have had a better finish. Then it came in a Monmouth in the Lounge race, 59,000, first start of the year. This horse finished 4th by 2 lengths. Something I noticed when Roger Atfield trains his horses at Woodbine at Keeneland and the spring meet to bring them back after a long winter, they don't usually win. So that's something I guess he doesn't really crank them up that day. Second start out, they usually do well. Third start out, I hope he does well here. He's going the 1.5 mile distance for the second time, for the first time this year, but last time he ran at Woodbine 1.5 miles. Last started last year, and the Canadian International. The horse finished 7th by 5.5 lengths at 20-1. Just a week and late. This horse was a winner of the Breeders' Stake at Woodbine last August, so he's won at the 1.5 mile distance. Finished 6th in last year's Northern Dancer. Like I said, 7th in last year's Canadian International. He should handle the distance. I think this horse will be ready. Third start off the layoff. He should have a very good run here. So I'm going to use him. Has a workout, Woodbine Training Turf Course, 6-furlong workout on 1:11 and 3, the best workout out of 5. So I'm going to go with this one. So to recap my bets for race number 8, it's the single spiel from Woodbine. I'm going to go to the 2 horse Danish Dynaformer as a top selection. I'm going to put him into a superfecta. I'm going to go 2-1-6-5. 2-1-6-5. So now let's get on to race number 9, the 9th race from Woodbine. It's the 21st running of the Dance Smartly Stakes. Grade 2 purse, $200,000. It's fillies, mares, 3-year-olds, and upwards. We have a field of 11 horses traveling a boot 1 mile and 1/8. Yeah, as you can tell, I watch a lot of South Park. Boots. It is the. I really don't. I want to know the exact distance. I don't want to know about. So they're going about 1 mile and an eighth. And I'm going to go to the six horse here. Heath as a top selection. I'm going to put this horse into a superfecta. I'm going to go 6-1-5-3, 6-1-5-3. Number 6, Heath. 7-2, Joel Rosario for Belmont. Last time out, ran at Pimlico, mile and an eighth in the Gallaret's handicap. This horse finished third by head that day. Closed up in an all-out finish that day, but couldn't get through that day. It was a very nice Gallaret handicap this year at Pimlico. This is one of my favorite races. Preakness weekend. Then start 4, that was a soft turf course race at Keelan, April 27th, mile 16th, allowance race for 61,000. Horse won by 3/4 length, closed up very well, and was clear. Very nice victory. Then last start of last year came at Kentucky Downs, a mile and 5/16 in the dueling grounds Oaks. His horse finished third by 3 1/4 lengths. Was the favorite that day, but wasn't a heavy favorite. It was close to 4-1 as a favorite. And this horse just weakened that day. I think this horse should have a good run. This horse's last one came at Keelan. Last one before that came in an allowance race to Keelan in 2015, spring meet 2015. This horse had some very nice stakes run. He finished fourth in a race at Saratoga and finished second behind Lady Eli in the Wonder again, the prep race for the Belmont Oaks. So I think this horse should have a good run here. 7-2. I'm going to use her. So to recap my bets for race number 9 from Woodbine, it's the 21st running of the Dance Smartly. I'm going to go to the 6 horse, who is Heath. I'm going to put this horse into a superfecta. I'm going to go 6-1-5-3, 6-1-5-3. So now let's get on to race number 10, the 10th race, the featured from Woodbine. It is the 157th running of the Queen's Plate, going for a purse of $1 million for 3-year-olds for Canadian-bred horses only. They're traveling 1.25 miles over the newly installed Tapeta all-weather surface. Last about 9 runnings was on the poly track since 2007. Last running on dirt came about 10 years ago, which is kind of special. I remember being at Belmont Queen's Plate Day, 2006, and something back then. It was very hard for me. You couldn't get the Woodbine Thoroughbred feed in New York City OTBs, and there was a law that you couldn't watch TVG either. You couldn't get a TVG or HRTV. It was blocked in New York City for basically up until about 2-3 years ago. And the first time I got to really watch, other than Woodbine, was that day at Woodbine Thoroughbreds was that day at Belmont, and I remember the Highlander and the Highlander Stakes that day, and I remember the Queen's Plate so vividly. I did see Woodbine Thoroughbred races before that, but that was the first day I really got the feel of Woodbine. But we have a field of 13 horses traveling in this year's Queen's Plate. Very nice race this year. And there's a horse I really like here, and that's 10 horse. Amiz Gizmo. I'm going to put this horse into a superfecta. I'm going to go 10, 6, 13, 12. 10, 6, 13, 12. I might play a pick 3. They have the 20 cents minimum base pick 3 is starting off for race number 8. I might play a pick 3. I might use all 4 of them here to see, because the other horses I have, the 6 horse is a 5-1, the 13 horse 6-1, and the 12 horse is 12-1. I could maybe find a price if the 10 horse doesn't win, so that pick 3 might be a little good here. But number 10, Emmy's Gizmo, 3-1 Luis Contreras for Josie Carroll. Last time out, ran up Woodbine, mile and eighth in the plate trial. This horse won by 2.5 lengths that day and had a driving run that day. It was back early, but had a very nice victory. Very nice prep race for the Queen's Plate. Start before that came in on April 24th, a mile and 16th in Wando. This horse finished 5th by 5 1/4 lengths, first start of the year. You kind of expect that horse not to be fully charged that day. He just didn't have a very good run. It was 85 cents to the dollar that day. And then at Woodbine, mile 16th in the last start last year, 125,000 race. Horse won by 3 1/4 lengths and was basically on the lead all throughout. A very easy victory. He was 45 cents to the dollar that day. Start before that was in the Frost King Stakes. This horse was 25 cents to the dollar. And then the Bull Page Stakes at Woodbine last season. This horse was 70 cents to the dollar. He made his first start in the Simcoe Stakes last season at Woodbine, so I think this horse should have a very good run here. Watch out for this one at 3-1. So to recap my bets for race number 10 from Woodbine Racetrack, it's the Queen's Plate, the 157th running of the Queen's Plate from Woodbine. I'm going to go to the 10 horse, who is Emmy's Gizmo as a top selection. I'm going to put this horse into a superfecta. I'm going to go 10, 6, 13, 12. 10, 6, 13, 12. So good luck to all, and follow me on Twitter at Horse Racing Kid 5. Good luck, everybody.